Welcome everyone to another episode of the Respect and Pray Show with your host, the one and only Miguel Mike Medina, Triple M. In this episode, I like this guy. This is one of my favorite people. He's part of my film tribe. I love collaborating with him, and I'm happy that I was able to get him back for the Respect and Pray Show. Writer, director, producer, actor. He's a jack of all trades, just like me, just like my other friend Kim and other people as well. That we don't wait for opportunities, we create them and we go about it. And in this interview, you get to know a little bit more about him and what he's currently working on and what are his plans for the future. Where does he stand in the film industry? And it is a great interview. It's a great interview, and I can't wait for you guys to see this. So check it out. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor to have my guy back on the show, Mr. Elroy Martinez Jr. Elroy, thank you for joining me once again, brother.
Thank you for having me again.
So tell me, how was the holidays? How was Christmas and New Year's?
It was great. A lot better than I thought it would be. I was with family for both Christmas and the New Year, and my cousins, both my cousins. We celebrated big family. It was a good time. It was a lot better than I thought it would be. The summer was rough, but things got better for me over time, and I moved on with things, and I'm just looking forward to the new year.
That's what's up, man. Keep pushing forward, man. I'm rooting for you.
Thank you.
So about your project, which is called Project Natalia. Tell us about it and where did the inspiration come from?
All right, so yeah, Project Natalia wasn't supposed to happen. My last film of last year, which was the only film of last year, was Terminate. That was going to be the only film that I was going to work on last year. And I ended up, I wanted to just take a break from having done that film Terminate. That summer was pretty rough for me with, personal stuff. But, I managed to get Terminate done, and I was, excited about pushing that forward because I try to do at least 1 or 2 films a year. So I did Terminate, got that done, and, our mutual friend Kimberly has been hiring me to do projects as well, her projects. So I was content as far as acting goes because I was not just doing my stuff, I was doing her projects. And one day I was on TikTok and there were these glasses that were being these LED luminous glasses, I believe they're called, that were being promoted on TikTok. And for some reason, I'm like, who would buy these? Like, why would you need them unless you're at like a rave or something? But for some reason, I kept seeing this ad and I was like, you know what? I think I could do something with those. And that's how Project Natalia came about. I have, VFX packs that I've been downloading. One of them being the Cyber City pack. And I decided to use that VFX pack along with the glasses together, which happened to come about with this idea of what Project Natalia is. Pretty much just the idea of like futuristic thing that I had to kind of like flow with the idea of like androids, gynoids, but more so utilizing the glasses to kind of have this approach of getting information, like futuristic wise. And I just was able to put that together. And yeah, I came up with the idea of Project Natalia.
When can we expect the release of Project Natalia?
So Project Natalia is actually out now. I released it January 3rd. It's also being submitted to festivals. I was gonna wait, but I decided to just bust it out early. My first film of the year. I'm not sure if it's gonna be my only film of the year, but right now it's my first film of the year. And yeah, it's available on my YouTube channel, Elroy Martinez Jr. Films. And not only that, I'm actually currently working on a sequel. Not sure if that's something that I want to do, but I've gotten told that I should do a sequel, and I've been playing with an idea of a sequel, so I've been writing it currently.
Is there any other, well, no, I would say, is there any project that you have in mind that you haven't done before that you want to do? They have something working and they have something working. Because
Yeah,
us as filmmakers, writers, we always want to elevate and try something new. So
so I have projects that I've written that I've never filmed yet. But as far as Project Natalia goes, that was like I would say that was the newest thing that I've never done before. It was very different for me, editing wise, story wise. So I would say that was like that film would have been an answer to the question, but there is another project that I've been playing with, another VFX pack that I want to get that involves like dragons and magic. And I kind of want to do something with the modern world with that and utilize that VFX pack and continue to teach myself because with Project Natalia, I was able to track like a fist with fire using iMovie. I try to do it with DaVinci. DaVinci is very complicated. It's a better program, but I couldn't figure it out. But with iMovie, I was able to get what I needed with tracking fire on a fist, and I think it looks good. So I'm hoping that I can continue to do more. But there is a project that I'm trying to do something with dragons and magic in the modern world that would be different as well. So there are projects. So we'll see. It's just a matter of getting that script and making it happen.
aside from filmmaking, producing, writing, acting, is there something about Elroy that he wants to try something different? That could be whether in the film industry or outside the film industry.
Um, yes and no. To say no, as far as I mean, I like film, I like acting, I like writing. That's something that I want to continue focusing on. I don't think I have any other talents like drawing and painting and stuff like that. Like I'll dabble in such things, but as far as just trying to do other stuff, it's really just writing and acting and um I would say as far as no in terms of that's really like my main talent, my main focus. But yes to being able to continue to grow and expand on that specific talent within the art of creating. That's something I do want to continue to grow in areas that I haven't really focused on or really or let's say comedy was something that I started writing when I first started in short films. I started with comedy, like two short films from the beginning that I've done, and I kind of like went away from that into more serious projects. But I want to continue to grow into that field of comedy and even horror. Like I've dabbled, try to dabble in horror, but I want to get more into that and like really grow my writing in genres, I would say. Yeah. So no and yes to that.
As for me, I love writing, I love directing and acting, so forth. But one thing that I want to start doing this year and going forward, but especially this year, getting more into cinematography and producing, but cinematography more. It's something that for the past few years I've gravitated a lot towards it. I've done a few cinematography work for my own films, but I would like to do more cinematography using a bigger camera because it's always with my phone that I would use it.
Yeah.
So use somebody else's camera or purchase my own camera and work on someone else's project and do more of that videography. So those are some things that I have in store that I want to improve. In terms of editing, the DaVinci is one of those. Final Cut Pro, Adobe. I want to become more of a pro using those softwares. So those are some of the few things that I have in mind for this year out of so many things, so many ideas that I have in mind. So I definitely hear you on that. Favorite breakfast meal?
Scrambled eggs and bacon toast on the side.
Favorite late night snack?
Favorite late night snack. I don't, since I work overnights, I usually pretty much eat meals now, which isn't so great. But I guess, it's the regular, well, no, I like ice cream. I like to have ice cream late at night with a movie. If I'm watching a movie, especially, I say that. Yeah.
Favorite place that you would like to travel to?
So this year is something that I want to do more of when it comes to traveling. And I would like to go to Europe. I haven't settled an idea of where in Europe. I'm thinking England right now, but yeah, I'd say England. Like if I'm going to be my first out of state or out of country rather travel. Yeah, that or New Zealand or Ireland. One of those three: England, New Zealand, and Ireland.
Which festival you would rather attend for the first time as a regular customer or just as a filmmaker, Sundance or TIFF?
TIFF is that's not Tribeca, right?
That's Toronto.
Toronto. Sundance. I hear more of Sundance. That's usually the first between Tribeca or Sundance. That's one of the two. I'd say Sundance.
Hmm. Let's see.
Because I've gone to the Tribeca Film Festival after party as a guest, and that was pretty big. But I like to do Sundance because that's something that it's here at home, and yeah, Sundance.
Yeah, I've been to Tribeca before. Not at the after party, but just to like watch programming and stuff like that. But Sundance is definitely on the horizon for me. Whether it's 2024 or 2025, I'm trying to go there just for the experience. Um, your top three favorite films of 2022.
So I did see a lot of films actually. So I will say my top three films of 2022, if I can remember. So I'll say Avatar 2, which was a surprise because I didn't want to see Avatar 2. I was against it. I thought, after I didn't enjoy the first one. Then after a while, I was like, okay, I don't care about it. And then it just time passed by, but before, but while time passed by and the second one hadn't come out, I just lost any interest. But I actually went in, just decided to go see it before work, and it was one of those films that you go to see it without any expectations, and you actually enjoy it. So Avatar 2, I actually enjoyed it. Didn't think I was. Uh there are a lot of other films that I've seen that I just can't even remember right now. Um Please refresh my memory of the films that have come out that are pretty big. It's pretty
Top
big.
Gun Maverick.
I didn't see that, surprisingly. I'm not a Top Gun fan, so I kind of skipped out on that one. Uh what else came out? So I used to be great. My memory, I feel like as I've gotten older, my memory is just like shot when it comes to names. Um, I don't want to say Marvel films because Black Panther 2. I would say Black Panther 2 really like spoke to me. Avatar 2, Black Panther 2, and I did see the menu. Oh no, I'm sorry. Okay, I'll say Avatar 2. I really like Don't Worry Darling. I know that was like a controversial film, but for some reason I really enjoyed that film when I saw it. I'm a big fan of Florence Pugh, and I support her and her work. But I really enjoyed what that film was about. And not only that, the menu, I did see the menu. I thought that was a good film as well. So I would say those three.
All right. So I have what I like to call it, the $1 million question of this interview. In the perfect world of the film world, when do you expect to film your first feature film? And does this feature film will be based on one of your shorts or is freshly separate?
Honestly, I'll be honest with you on that. I don't think I'll do a feature film at all. I do have two feature scripts that I've written. One of them more so is I'm capable of filming, while the other one is just very VFX heavy and just not, it's out of my hands in terms of, what I'm able to do. But to be honest, my longest film that I've ever done was a short film, was a half hour, and that was pretty grueling for me. So with that experience, I decided just to continue doing short films only. And when it comes to features, I'll stick to just writing the scripts. But filming wise, I don't think I can do it.
You, sir, made me proud with that answer. The reason I'm saying that is because, yes, making a feature film is tough. I haven't done a feature film yet. I did started writing one back in May 2020 at the height of the pandemic. So far it has like 54, 55 pages so far. I don't know when the hell I'm gonna film that because feature films takes time. And I get a joy as much as the more I do short films, the more I get a joy and a knack of doing more of that. And plus, I love feature films, but now since I'm a filmmaker, I enjoy watching short films more because there's stories that they're so much better in a short film than a feature film. I've seen feature films that they get dragged. In a short film, you just get right there to the point. So that's why I love short films. And I feel that short films do deserve more love and do deserve to get compensated at some point. But I have something up my sleeve when it comes to that. So I definitely hear you on that.
Yeah, it's a challenge. It's great if you can make it happen. But I think so for me, the writing aspect of the feature is the beauty of it, and I'll let somebody else, do the filmmaking aspect. Yeah, short films, they're great. I feel like they should get more love. I like to go on YouTube and check out other people's short films. Even with Project Natalia, I've was recently told by my resident. She's a writer. She does a lot of Hebrew. She does Hebrew books, Hebrew writing books, and she supports me. She watches my stuff. She's always asking me, "Oh, when's your next film?" So she got to see Project Natalia, and she was like, and it's the one thing that I've had to learn with my writing. She says, I like Project Natalia because you don't feed the audience with too much detail. And that was something that I felt that I had to learn when it comes to my writing, that I'm not trying to spoon feed every little thing, trying to be like, oh, I got to make sure I say this so that they're not questioning it. Because you don't want to leave plot holes, but there are some things that you don't have to always say. You want the viewer to kind of figure it out for themselves. I think that's what's great about short films as well. It's like, oh, but why did this happen? And then they can try to think for it for themselves, as long as it's not to that plot hole element to where it's like, but this doesn't make sense. So that's something I had to learn with my writing, that I'm not always giving every little detail and I can just leave things out. And I feel like I did that with Project Natalia. But what's great about the sequel is that the little things that I feel like that maybe they might question, I can kind of incorporate that into the sequel as part of the story. So that's something that I'm enjoying with writing this sequel, which again, I'm not sure if I want to make happen, but that's what's great about making a short film, is that you have all the time in the world to be able to write more than one short film and get it done. You can keep filming all these projects because they're so small at hand. Like I said, I did Terminate. I started Terminate in March, and I ended that late in the summer. And then I started late in the summer Project Natalia, and I finished it in December. So that time frame of months is like within the year. I was able to film 2 projects, release one that same year, and the next one in the beginning of the next. So that's what's great about short films, and I agree with you with that. I wish it got more love.
I think at some point we will see. I'm very a positive person. I feel like we will see short films get something in the future, but it's a long shot for now. But I feel it's gonna happen at some point. The longest short that I've done was 35 minutes, and that was for my film called Where Do We Go Wrong? So, and it's
That's
funny because feature films, they're categorized in different forms, especially what our film festival we submit to. Some
yeah.
would say that it's 40 minutes or higher. Some would say 60 minutes or more. Um, but yeah, I would say Where Do We Go Wrong was the closest one to be a feature, even though at one point it was 55 pages, but I took down like 20, 21 pages out of that. But I love short films, man. I
There
can
are
see myself. I can see myself doing more. I can see myself doing more of that.
Mhm.
Um, I I do want to make a feature, but I'm not trying to be like a prolific feature filmmaker, if that makes any sense. In the sense that I'll be putting out so many of them year after year, because I'll wear you out. But I
Yeah.
like short films, bro. I like short films. Um, and yeah, and just continue going that route.
Yeah, no, I that's something that and I was gonna put a pause on it, and I find myself telling myself, nah, I like making short films. I need to get one at least out every year. It used to be more than one that I try to do, but I feel like I'm okay with getting one at least out. And it's it works that I have, again, I've been working with Kimberly a lot, our friend Kimberly, and I've been helping her with her projects, and she's been helping me with my projects. And it's not like it's free. I pay my actors. That's something that I started doing last year, especially because I've been getting pay paid to do acting gigs or even behind the scenes. So I've been paying my actors. And no, actually, I think I started with you with chapter 3 of Hitman Silence, right? That was what, 2 years ago. So I've been consistent, and I've been hiring more actors in films and projects. Everyone's been getting paid, and it makes me feel good because it's like I'm actually putting in the effort, not just paying people, but I'm getting locations. Project Natalia, the office space for a few hours, I rented that out. That was like 100 and something. Then the ending scene, that building inside, it's like it looks like a photo shoot studio. That was 100 and something. And then I'm paying my actors money, and it's like it's not just okay, grab your phone camera, which I've been using as well, my phone camera, and an app to make it look widescreen as well. But I've been spending money, especially using other people's signing equipment, Kim's equipment. I've been using her equipment. So not only is she an actor in my film, but she's also allowing me to use her equipment. So I've been paying her for that. So it's a good feeling because I am spending money, and it makes my projects feel worth more because I'm putting in the money. But yeah, no, then there are festivals. As I mentioned before, there are short film festivals that I've gone to, that recognition is there. And I continue to go to festivals. I've been trying to go to new festivals if it's accepted, my films. But those are the things that I do look forward to when I do make short films, is being able to go to festivals to promote my work and not just go, to see other people's projects. I like to make sure that at least I have something of my own.
Elroy, thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview with me. You know how it is, man. You're part of my
Sure.
film tribe. You're part of my film tribe. I love working with you. I can't wait to work with you again. But first I gotta get situated with my health situation.
Yeah.
But much respect and praise to all that you're doing. And I'm just looking forward to seeing more of your work.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
that does it for this episode of the Respect and Praise Show. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, all right? Do not forget to hit subscribe to Double L94 Productions. And you guys know my motto: have mutual respect, mutual love, and mutual admiration. So stay tuned for the next episode.